Shane, I think we've got to do a little shoulder something, don't we, for you, with your little impingy thing? So, do you get a bit of impingement overhead, do you?
If I stay like super vertical, like here at the load,
Yeah.
I feel like there's something deep inside.
Whereabouts? Deep inside. Deep inside, under, in there. Huh?
Yeah. And if I do chin up, same thing, full range all the way.
Well, what sort of weight overhead have you got to do to feel that? Anything particular? Dumbbell, barbell?
Dumbbell, dumbbell like that's from 15 kilos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's a nice, easy weight to use, isn't it?
Yep.
Let's have a look at you grabbing yourself a pair of 15s and let's do a little troubleshoot. See if we can find something interesting. 15 kilos. That's a good warm-up weight. And you may get some challenges feeling with that. Any way that you like to do them, that you feel your shoulder is a slight problem with, let us have it. So there's your seated position. Of course you may feel, oh, that was shit, that was good.
Yep.
Do you feel the challenge there?
Not really, not yet.
Well, back here, if anyone wants to have a look, you can sort of see he's elevating his right shoulder blade. He's elevating it. Look at the distance between the, say, the left ear and the left arm and the right ear and the right arm. You can see that there's an elevation of this shoulder blade there. Fairly easy to pick up. You can feel it a little bit, Shane?
Starting to feel it on the right.
Yeah, well, fuck, you can see it from here. I'm feeling it. Take a break, man. Great, that was awesome. I mean, if anyone who's actually watching that should have been able to easily see there was a significant difference between the two sides there when Shane was working. Well, let's have a look now. It's time to pull out the band. Let's get one of those yellow bands.
Where's our yellow band?
That was really great, man. That was a straight up problem you could see. You could see the elevation of the scapula when he was pressing. That was driving upwards. So that was, you got something to play with today. Great. Got a yellow band would be great. Now, we can have a look at two different forms of movement. We're going to do something once again that I don't normally do. We're going to actually use your adduction to test out, okay? So let's come over to the bar over here and we're going to stick the band around here. I'll take that up and you can stand over here. Come and stick your right arm in here. All right, now we're going to face the knee. Good. And you're going to drive your elbow into your side. There, right? Good, you can step out to your left if you want. Now the band's not too tight on you?
All good.
Good, now drive the elbow into the side. Okay, we are adducting here. This is, Shane is adducting, so the force here is trying to pull into abduction. This is a strong teres major exercise. Hold that for a couple of seconds. Let's give it a 5-second hold. It's nice and challenging, isn't it?
Yep.
It's an exercise we don't do every day. Good, let's come out. Let's do a couple more of those. Really drive that adduction. Wonderful experience because really this is, of course, there's the pecs and the lats, but teres major is probably doing the best of the work right here, right now. Because we're just purely getting into the adduction. We're not putting extension and internal rotation. We're just driving the adduction. Okay, a bit of fun with that. Let's go to the left side and just get a bit of feedback. There we go. Good, drive into the side. So I'm just really interested to see, as you drive into the side there, that's good. How do the two sides feel? Are they fairly similar?
Fairly similar.
Mm-hmm.
The right shoulder had a bit of irritation.
Had a challenge to it, did it?
Yeah. Bit more challenging. Right.
So this is where you've got your movements where you've got abduction, adduction, internal and external rotations. This side feels pretty okay, right?
Yep.
We'll do 2 more reps on the left, on the right side now. We'll switch around. And just tell me how it feels when you do that. All okay
All
again?
good, except I feel something here.
Feel a bit of something there.
Yep.
All right, so we feel something, but it's in a very similar area to where you felt it when you pressed, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to be scientists. That usually means to me that's not the exercise I want to use because it just reproduced the area anyway. But for me to assume that that's not going to change his pattern is a bad move. I don't want to assume anything, so I just want you to do a couple of shoulder presses there. Because by assuming something, you may miss something. In my mind, there should be no difference whatsoever, but in Shane, you might go, that's freaking heaps better. So what we're looking at is what Shane feels there. And also, what do you think of movement? How's it look there, Mark? How's it feel, Shane?
All good.
Feels all good, I like those words. Yeah, you're pressing that through very nicely. Give us 2 more of those, just like that. All right, good. And 1 more, naturally, because now taking to the end range. Good, and done. How did it look, Mark? How are the left and right sides there?
Seemed more stable.
It did look more stable, yeah, that's what I thought from the front here. Everyone see that as well? It looked more stable, felt better too, huh?
Yep.
Great, so what we just did there was looked at adduction, and that's a movement I've actually moved towards and not something I've really done in previous workshops, but it's just part of the theoretical work. I know lats is going to help. So here I decided I want to have a look at really adducting rather than saying a muscle movement. I wanted the adduction rather than lats. So the adduction there produced more stability because there's a strong adductor where he's pressing up overhead. That teres muscle is helping to maintain that hot shoulder position. And it's a muscle that doesn't get focused on very much in research or in our work. But you'll probably find that little exercise there, pulling adduction, you're going to find that really stabilises a lot of people. Now we can go to the beautiful theory work of why we like lats. All right, Shane, now we're going to do the lat version. So come and take the band, we'll stand over there, we've got a bit of space up. Now from this is one I came up with about 20 years ago as well, and now everybody does every version of lat work now, but back then no one was doing this. Take a step back a little bit further, great. And you want to drop your hips back slightly like that. Now here's the real lat pull is we're going to bring the elbow down to the pelvis, so you're going to drive to there. Good, and then back out. The whole point here is you're using lat because you're coming through into lateral flexion, because that's what the lat does. It actually laterally flexes the body as well as extends and internally rotates and adducts. Good, enjoy. Good, hold there for a sec, that's great, just like that for about 2 seconds. Yep, and back up. So you drive the elbow down to there, and you're feeling it down that area?
Really short.
Really, really nice, huh? Yeah, the cramp position. Now, of course, because this is the side that has the challenge, we better do it to the other side. So let's go to the left side now. Same sort of thing. What I'm just looking for here with a person is, what's your feedback for me? Here's how this feels compared to the other side. Shane performs it very well, which is nice. And whether you feel similar, different?
No difference.
About the same?
About the same.
Nice. You're performing it well, it's good. And we'll do 1 more of those. We'll do 2 more reps on the right side then. Now, of course, the idea here is that the shoulder girdle is being depressed. And we noticed that the problem was when he was pressing was he was elevating. So what I'm doing here is I'm just thinking if the shoulder was elevating when he was pressing, and that's what we saw hurt, well, what's the opposite pattern? It's depression. All right, so we just did a depression pattern and we go press again. We know the adduction one is nice. Now we're just going to have a look at what the effect of the depression pattern is. And of course, this is actually adding to stability. Yep, enjoy it, Shane. It's good. So these are probably 2 exercises that we're going to stick together for Shane for his particular style of challenge. You're really doing the press there, Shane.
Yeah.
Good. How's it all look from the back there? More even now? Is he driving up at one side more than the other? Not elevating as much. Good, how's that feel there?
Yeah, if I go all the way up, that's where it feels really tight, going real strain.
Real strain when you try and drive the hand up. Now, let's leave those down. We'll go back to the adductor. Drive the elbow in. But of course, that's unlikely to be a cue I would use, which is once you've pressed at the top, you see if you can push it up. That's not what we tend to do under a weight anyway. Away you go, driving. We'll do 5 5-second holds. 3, 4, 5. So technically he's driving up and going, if I push really much higher, I feel it's a bit shit. Well, I don't want you to do that anyway. I want you to be able to press but hold position, not protract. So that would be a thing I would fix up in the technique. Mate, don't do this. Lock out and drive this. That's what you want to do. So there's a technical thing of picking up in the verbal. But I'm going to allow you to screw it up because I want to see what happens when we do this. Good, give it 5 seconds of glory there, Shane. Good. Now you can go and do another 2 presses with the dumbbells, and you can do it your way where you're driving through the top, okay? Be you, 2 repetitions, because, good, 1 more. And done. Okay, and now all I want to be is, I want to be a scientist. I don't like the technique, but I want to see what happens when he does that technique anyway after doing that. Does it change it at all?
No.
No. It's a bad technique movement. That's a technical flaw, is to get to the top of the press and then to try and push further up through it. So we just don't do that. So now we do 2 reps without the push at the top. Let's just get to a normal press, which is that and yeah. And that. Yeah. Better control. Feels better?
Yep.
Yeah. Much happier. Done. Yeah. Power. All there you can even see yourselves. That just locked out with power. So in your treatment approach there, you've not only looked at the exercise, but you've also gone technique-wide. There's a technical flaw. So you're not supposed to protract and push up under the load. Essentially, if you imagine, I don't know, marks like Star Wars 1977, number 1, everyone's in the compactor down there, Luke, Chewbacca, and the walls are coming in on you. Okay, you've got to be able to compress yourself in there. Just try and stop the walls coming in. It's not that, it's compress under and tighten up underneath. So there's a technical thing where you're just trying to say, okay, I'm going to press from here, but I'm not pressing that shoulder blade movement. Very good, man. Just remember, watch Star Wars. You chuck those back.
Although I do feel the same thing if I'm doing the chin up all the way down. So like in the same position. But
Yeah, the dead hang is a shit exercise for somebody. Probably with you, I would control the hang through your lats a lot more at this point, so you're actually not letting the tension go through the top. I also think when I look at you do that again, that you're still lacking a little bit of mobility there, so it must be time to see if we can create a miracle for you. You ready for it?
Do you want the stick?
Stick time it is.
Soren, can we have a
Dr.
stick?
D, grab a stick. We are going to go through this one in a minute, but why not play with Shane while he's here? Huh?
Unless there's someone who needs an OB. Unless there's someone who needs an OB.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, Shane's a good one for this.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, let's get you to lay on your back out here on the carpet. On your back. Hands in a press position, right? And I just want you to pull the stick back over your head until your hands touch the ground. Good, I like that. That's a nice range of motion. We'll have somebody here today who cannot achieve that fairly well. Do that one more time. Good, now does that give you any problems at all?
No, because I'm a bit further, a bit wider.
You can go further up if you like to your press position, or your hang position.
Yeah, no, it's really tight.
You feel the tightness on the right?
Anterior, down.
Just the
both-
right?
Both right and left.
Both right and left. Okay, are you ready? Turn over face down and take the stick in both hands in that position. So get your hands around the stick. Now your mission is to lift that stick up off the ground, keep your forehead on the ground and lift it up as high as you can go. Okay, let's give us 5 seconds of having a look at that. 2, 1, and down. It's a tough thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good, we're going to do 5 of those. We'll talk our way through it after we do this. Now, before we were using gravity with assistance to have a look at the range of motion. If you had a person who did, you're on Jane, you can count the 5 seconds for us.
Yeah.
If you have a person who doesn't have the range of motion, then using the gravity assist to get there is a great way to help your body find the range with the assistance. Yeah, feel that little fella in the front there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, too good. Okay, and down. Breaking the eggshells then. All right, now you feel that little bit in the front there?
Yeah.
All right, there's that little tester, okay? Are you ready? We're going to do a bit of mid-scapular rowing. All right, so we're going to find an incline bench there, Mark. One of these fine incline benches, huh? Great. 45 degrees, looks really good. Let us find a weight that's, I reckon, 10 kilos, a pair of 10s. And we'll go back to this a little bit later. We're just going to play with Shane for a moment while you can watch face down. Now, from this position, let the dumbbells go down. Left side, right side. What I want you to do is I want you to take that position here, and I want you to pull a shrug together there. Good, and down. Let's get you to do some mid-scapular pulls like that. Great. Enjoy. This is, we'll talk about it later, but this is essentially the big AC joint exercise that really works well. You can work a few repetitions here, Shane, so I just want to get your feedback as to how does that feel?
No, nothing.
Nothing, naturally, yes. Hold there though. I want you to hold it for about 5 seconds. Good, nice, and down. Let's do a couple of those nice, real good. So this is a shrug, but not a shrug as you tend to know it. The shrug that we tend to see is often the upper trap. This is a very mid-trap shrug. The point being here is this is the part that really controls the AC joint, which we met earlier in the day. Starting to just challenge a bit, are we, Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting to burn.
Okay, well, that will do. You can put the dumbbells down, let them drop, and go face down to the stick again and just see how it feels. This is just a scientific moment. We're just playing with what it feels like. And you lift.
Feel stronger.
Far stronger. Freaking looks strong, doesn't it? See the difference? Great. You can relax it. Feel the difference on that?
Yep.
Dramatically different. So we're actually looking at a little bit of an AC joint play with Shane at the moment, because that was what I was seeing was happening here. And I looked for an objective to which he could tell me he could feel it with, and then you put an exercise in and then you retest the objective. That's what we're basically doing there, is I'm looking to see what reproduces the challenge for you. Okay, now I've got something, now let's retest. And that's the way you find out whether you're in the right ballpark, is a test and retest. And 1 to 2 reps is enough. Now Shane, you get to do a couple more mid-scapular rows, okay? Because we've really got 2 objectives. The other one's the 15 kilo press. So we already know that's going to work really nicely. Now I play with the mid-scapular row here, and then I retest the press. So the toolkit in the book there is really giving you this to look at, is to say, what muscle does what movement does what problem does the person have, and what's the opposite pattern perhaps that we're looking at. That's starting to get a little challenge, is it?
Yep.
A little fatigued, all right, you can dump them now, that's good. Grab the 15 kilo dumbbells, do another couple of presses. Just 3 or 4 would be nice, that's fine. Just straight after that, just play that through. Yep, 1, 2, and a 3rd one. Good. Okay, how'd that feel?
Stronger.
Yeah, it looks stronger, it looks much better. Well, there you go, man. So now Shane actually has fairly clearly got an intervention to solve his problem, which is mid-scapular rows that he's going to do every single day. Now, depending if you have a long session at work, at the gym here, you could easily do that twice a day. So holds like you were doing there, do say enough reps that you feel the fatigue kicks in, then you stop. And then you do it a little bit later. Because the loads are not that big. It's 15 kilos in each hand. It's not that, or 10. So it's not that huge a load. He's not going to recover from it, but he needs to practice it to get the strength there. Well, I'm not going to let all the secrets out just yet, but that was great, Shane. Thanks for that.